Okay, so welcome everybody to the Gemini New Moon Astrology and Reiki Share. I am delighted to be here with everyone who is present live in the Zoom meeting and those who are listening later. So, just a couple announcements before we look at the astrology and then do a Reiki experience together. On June 29th, I'm very excited. The full moon sacred ceremonial circles continue. So, June 29th, Theresa Bolch and I will be co-creating, co-hosting the Capricorn full moon Cacao Starseed Sacred Circle, and you are all very welcome to join that. We would love to have you. It's shamanic. There's usually sacred sound involved, ceremony, and each is different. Each time we get together for these circles, it's different. The people who are in the circle are different. The elements we bring in are different. The information that's coming through is different. So I really encourage you to come if you're looking for that cozy community supportive space at the time of the full moon. July 13th will be the next new moon astrology and Reiki share for the Cancer new moon. And then probably around July 26th, I'm probably going to do something for the lunar nodes shifting into Aquarius and Leo. The exact form of that has not come in. So this is just the preview introduction, probably something happening around July 26th for the nodes of the moon because I love the nodes of the moon. They talk to me. They are so special and so profound, and they change signs every about 18 months. So it is special. It's a little bit of a slower transit. And the nodes of the moon are what determine the eclipses. And if you are looking for one-on-one support via an astrology reading, a soul reading, or a Reiki session, I do offer those one-on-one. TaylorNorrisReiki.com is where you can find out more and sign up for the events or the one-on-one offerings as well. Okay, end of June. First off, there's just so much to talk about. Oh my gosh. End of June, July, and then August is eclipses. So, yeah, lots and lots going on here. And some of this I talked about last Reiki share because there's just so much that's going on. So, yesterday, Venus entered Leo, bright, sparkly Venus. Perhaps you've been able to see her in the western sky after sunset. She's so sparkly, she's so beautiful. And in Leo, that is what she does best. She's creative, she's self expressive, she's playful, she is filled with delight and childlike wonder and awe and beautiful heart centered energy. So, Venus plays in lovely Leo for the rest of June, and we are grateful to have her in Leo. Today, of course, is the new moon in Gemini at 24 degrees and 2 minutes of Gemini, and it is a super moon. And you may be wondering, well, how is a new moon a super moon? We can't see anything. The super moon is an astrological classification, you could say, when the moon is at, I'm going to get it wrong. I'm like perigee or apogee. I think perigee. It's closest to the earth. And so it appears larger. And we get to see that largeness when it's a full moon, super moon. We can tell the moon is bigger than usual, it's brighter than usual. But new moons can also be super moons when the moon is close to the Earth. The moon has an elliptical orbit, and there are places in the moon's orbit where it's far away from the Earth and when it's closer to the Earth, and also when it's closer to either the south node or the the north node of the moon, which is when we have the eclipses. So today is a super moon. The moon is also out of bounds to the north, about almost 28 degrees out of bounds to the north. And you may notice, since we are close to the Cancer solstice, that the sun is not rising in its normal place. It's not rising due east. It's rising almost as far north of east as it does. And that's how you know it's reaching that limitation 23.5 degrees north of the ecliptic, the regular path of the sun and the planets, or really the planets. So the moon is even farther exaggerated north of east when it's rising, but we won't be able to see that. That's something that we can tune into in our journey, in our meditations, because the new moon, of course, it's visible. It's invisible. It's dark at this time. So just some fun astronomy facts there for anyone curious. And since it's a supermoon too, and it's out of bounds, that's like extra powerful. It's extra like wild card, Uranian awakening energy. It's like Gemini on steroids, it's amplified. Just before we started the Zoom meeting, I was like taking some breaths. I was like, I kind of need to calm down. Like I thought I was good, but yeah, it's a very like powerful, stimulating kind of a Gemini moon. And yeah, it feels bigger. It feels like a bigger seed point of beginnings. And that's not to put any pressure on us at all, that it need be, grand or anything like that. But just knowing that internally, that kind of puts a punctuation mark, you might say an exclamation point on this new moon. It's powerful energy. It's certainly very powerful. And that out of bounds is like, more that metaphysical meaning. What we might say about it is that it's unconventional. It's out of the box. It's not something to define or try and categorize or control, right? It's truly that wild card, maverick, Uranian awakening, deconditioned, deprogrammed, liberated kind of a moon. And it's fun to know too, in your natal chart, is your moon out of bounds? And what does that say about you? Are you unconventional? Is your relationship with your mother unconventional as well? Because moon is the mother. Do you have an unconventional mother, an unconventional relationship with your mother? Moon out of bounds can indicate that. It can also indicate unconventional living situations, moving a lot, living, like off grid in Hawaii, like I am. My moon is out of bounds. It has those meanings. So knowing that in your chart, and I've met other people with moon out of bounds, and it's similar. It's kind of like they have a really strange living situation. It's unconventional. So check and see if your moon is out of bounds. That's kind of fun. That also lends itself to being a little bit of a rebel too, which is, yeah, fun. June 19th, Chiron enters Taurus. I talk more about that in my Gemini lunar cycle video, so I'm not going to say much more about that other than, our healer, teacher, mentor is entering a new sign. And that if you have Chiron in Taurus, if you're around 50, 51 years of age, then you will be having your Chiron return, which is its own initiation process, and really beautiful. I see this as a beautiful, powerful healing and connection to our bodies, to our value, our self-worth, our connection to the earth, environmentalism, and really seeing ourselves, our bodies, humanity as a whole as part of the earth. And all the beautiful earth beings that are here, that we're all connected and we're all one. So this also has to do, I think, with changes in our finances and money and economies, how we exchange value, that all of that could be renovated and shifted and upgraded so that it better reflects more equality, hopefully, and fairness, justice. June 20th is solstice, so the sun will enter Cancer. We will have our longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere and the shortest day of the year in the southern hemisphere. And this is a good time to pause and reflect and be like, wow, it's June 20th already, 2026. Like, what happened? How did that happen? Reflecting on the first part of the year, how you've grown and changed and evolved, and really preparing for this next chapter. It's a great time too, equinoxes and solstices, when the seasons change, to do some kind of cleanse, some kind of reset for your body. This is also coinciding with Chiron entering Taurus, new sign having to do with the body. So, any way you can show your body some extra love, helping it adapt to the changing seasons, this would be very supportive at this time. And whatever kind of ceremony, ritual, giving yourself some extra time and space to just like be cozy and be present with your body and your emotions and your intentions, that would all be very recommended and very beautiful. June 28th, Mars enters Gemini. So Mars has been in Taurus, and Mars in Taurus, one of the things I've been noticing medical astrology wise is that Mars is the planet that like throws out toxins from our body. It helps us detoxify. It also has to do with inflammation, which is a healing process in the body. And Mars in Taurus, Taurus is like the slowest sign. It's fixed Earth. So Mars, having been in Taurus, has been slowing those processes of detoxification. So if you've been noticing that your skin's breaking out or you can't seem to release that toxic load as much or as quickly, efficiently as usual, that this will be shifting when Mars enters Gemini. But just something I've been noticing is like a lot of skin challenges. And I was like, what's going on? What could be causing that? Oh, Mars and Taurus backing up the lymphatic system, backing up our pathways of elimination to keep us healthy in our body. We want those pathways of elimination really open and strong so that we can release the toxic load that we experience in our daily life just by virtue of living and being here on planet Earth 2026. So we're all exposed to a lot of toxins, not to freak out about it, but just to know that Mars in certain signs can kind of impact that. So Mars entering Gemini, this is a busy Mars. This is like too many things to do. This is like the infinite to-do list, or, having lots of options and wanting to, go all the places, meet all the people, take all the courses, watch all the social media. So this can be a very scattering energy, a very distraction energy. So just to keep in mind that this influence is there. And yes, you can enjoy variety. That would be one of the higher frequency expressions of Mars and Gemini, is enjoying that variety of experiences, enjoying the diversity of experiences, but also to know if there's this impulse, this can be impulse to say yes to things that maybe are really no's. And so to give yourself that extra time to think and consider and not just be so impulsive in what you say yes to. This can also create in the nervous system an overstimulated nervous system. So remembering to ground, to slow down, to take care of your body, to do whatever self-care you need, and even like time away from screens, time away from listening to things, just time being present and slowing down and unstimulating yourself. This would be a good time too. If you use stimulants, caffeine, stuff like that, maybe scale back a little bit. You may find that you don't need it. You're revved up and energized already. And so this would be a good time to scale back on that. June 29th, Mercury will station retrograde at 26 degrees Cancer in 15 minutes. And on the right-hand side of the screen, I have the exact dates of everything. That on June 12th, it entered that pre-shadow zone, 16 degrees and 18 minutes of Cancer. June 29th is when it stations, and it will be retrograding back to that 16 degree and 18-minute mark of Cancer, stationing direct on July 23rd, retracing its steps until August 6th. And then August 6th onward, Mercury will be in new territory, finishing up its transit of Cancer and entering Leo. So this is helpful, like slowing down kind of cautious energy to all of this kind of like sparkiness that's happening end of June, and we'll see also in July. So I feel this is actually really helpful, helping us slow down, helping us reflect, helping us really consider, is this for my highest good? Is this for the highest good of all? And really nurturing and nourishing our inner world, our emotional landscape, and our physical bodies, our mental well-being, and being really mindful and present of our speech, of our thinking. Mars and Gemini can be like kind of an agitated mental state. And so this Mercury retrograde can kind of like soften that and be more, I guess, soothing to that mental stimulation and, excitation here. So this really is our invitation to slow down, go inward. This is also like finishing projects. So things that started before June 12th that maybe have been like, okay, when is this ever going to kind of like come together and the mission executed and completed? Mercury retrograde is a great time to finish things up. So it may be that you're finishing up things in the Cancer region of your chart. So if, say, Cancer or 16 degrees to 26 degrees of Cancer occupies like your seventh house, it may be finishing things up in a relationship and a partnership. It could also be that just those themes of, maybe it's like the Cancer themes that are finishing up. So Cancer, home, family, childhood, roots. It could be a project that's going on at home that is finally finishing up and completing and being executed. So it can kind of work in some different ways. So great time to be productive, great time to slow down and to be a little bit more cautious and careful, like the crab, not fearful, not afraid, but just like, okay, I'm gonna be present. I'm gonna breathe with this decision. I'm gonna be with this. I'm gonna listen around, all the choices that Mars and Gemini can have us feeling like, oh, there's so many choices and I need the urgency to like give an answer and make the decision. This is gonna help slow us down and make more grounded and holistic kinds of decisions, I feel. Hopefully. Reiki on, and so it is. Okay, June 29th is the full moon in Capricorn at 8 degrees and 14 minutes. And I talked about that in the lunar cycle forecast video, and I will definitely be sharing more about that in the full moon sacred circle that I'm co-hosting with Theresa. So come on over and join us for that, and we will really tune in a very, very deep and even unconscious way to the Capricorn full moon. June 29th, I mean, it's a massive day, right? You can see these three things happening. Mercury stations retrograde. We have the full moon and Jupiter enters Leo. And this is so fun. I'm so excited for this. Being a Leo, I'm very biased here, but Jupiter and Leo, that's that expansion of heart energy, of creativity, self expression, inner child, play, fun, just like being that full light of the Leo sun, that solar angel essence here. This feels a lot lighter than Jupiter in Cancer, which really like expands our emotional body a lot. The aura can feel like, oh my God, it's so big. Gotta like reel this thing in. So, Jupiter in Leo, I feel like is gonna be a breath of fresh air, really about bolstering a sense of sovereignty, courage, bravery. It's fun. It's colorful. It's alive. It's vital. So yeah, very, very exciting here. And really, this Mercury retrograde is also, as I say in this note, highlighting the path of Jupiter in Cancer, April through June of this year. I feel like Mercury retrograde is going to help us like really extract like all the goodness, all the benefits, all the literal exaltation of Jupiter being in Cancer, because that is in astrology where Jupiter is exalted. That Mercury retrograde, we're going to extract and like harvest all of that goodness so that when Jupiter enters Leo, it's like all of that is really completed and appreciated and honored. And Jupiter enters this new sign and we are just cruising. We're just cruising. And when Mercury enters Leo later on in August, we will have thoroughly integrated that last year that we've had of Jupiter in Cancer. So the planets are divinely orchestrated. This stuff is all cosmically ordered. There's a higher order, a higher intelligence to all of it, and it's just the most beautiful cosmic choreography. And really, it's the choreography of our solar system, because I'm just talking about our solar system here. So, with the Gemini new moon in all of these transits taken together, we want to be flexible and being grounded and being earthed and being rooted, stable, steadfast, reliable, and also balance that out with being light enough to move and be flexible, to be adaptable, to be a little bit of that shapeshifter energy. When we're present, we're going to be able to be nimble and dexterous and adaptable and agile. Like Gemini rules the hands and the arms and the shoulders. And it has to do a lot with drummers, but also like jugglers and people who can be really light footed and nimble on their feet. So when we're present, we can move like that. We can move like a cat, and really be very, very present and intentional with our movements. We can be mindful with our movements here. So I feel like this is what we're calling in. This is what these transits are really inviting us to embody in a bigger way and a next level. So that is some of what's going on the end of June. July, big time, big time. Big month. Starts with a literal bang here. July 3rd, Mars conjoins Uranus at 3 degrees Gemini and 52 minutes. This is a seismic energy. This is a we pray and send Reiki to Mother Earth that her adjustments, her own ascension symptoms be as smooth and harmonious and not affecting large groups of people and homes and animals and things like that. So this can create, seismic activity, volcanic activity, earthquakes, storms, all of these kinds of things. And so we just really invite, like I said, those ascension symptoms of Mother Earth to be smooth and harmonious, and any ascension symptoms of humanity, of the collective, that they also be smooth and harmonious and peaceful. This can be a great awakening energy, a breakthrough energy, an energy reset, an opportunity to, I was looking for the words. I was like, where is it? There it is. Found it. Pattern interrupt, right? This is really that great pattern interrupt energy of being mindful of habits and routines. And, these can be behaviors that are pattern interrupted. This can be patterns of thinking that we pattern interrupt. This can be patterns of speaking, how we speak life into ourself, into others, into the world, or not. So this is all good for pattern interrupting, for change, for doing some big shifts. And they could be little shifts that actually ripple out and have a much greater effect. And it can be like that instantaneous. Mars Uranus is instantaneous. It's fast. It's not taking a long time like Saturn. Saturn is step by step, week by week, month by month, year by year, 28-year cycle at a time, 3 times or more in your lifetime. Mars Uranus is like wants it now and it's manifested now. So this is extremely powerful opener for this month. And again, remember we have Mercury retrograde in Cancer, so it's like, oh, I'm gonna slow this down. All these things that are sorting through with Mercury retrograde in Cancer, the emotional body, Mars Uranus can like help those breakthroughs and those big releases of whatever Mercury retrograde in Cancer may be bringing up emotionally. So very helpful. July 7th, Neptune joins Pluto and is retrograde. Pluto has been retrograde since May. July 7th, Neptune stations retrograde. So what that means is, in all likelihood, the first part of July may create more storms and more rainfall than usual, possibly because Neptune is Lord of the sea and has a lot to do with water. So we could have more rain in that time, more flooding in that time, things like that. This also brings into early June spiritual energy, ethereal energy, dreaming energy, like recording your dreams, doing work in your dream time, daydreaming, dreaming in your meditations, dreaming in your journeys, allowing that, like, can you soften your eyes, soften your focus, and just like see nature in that kind of like dreamy, ethereal state? Really, really good for altered states of consciousness. And really challenging if you need to be super clear and decisive and to be, let's say, you know, not seeing through illusions and deceptions and things like that. Conversely, it may be that you're seeing through illusions and deceptions and things like that. So could manifest in many different ways depending on level of consciousness, depending on, what each of us is going through personally at this time. So really be mindful here to, yes, be able to shift into that dreaminess, and when you need it, to be able to shift into that like laser light clarity, precision, focus, truth telling, truth seeing, truth perceiving kind of a consciousness. That is the magic and the mastery of Neptune. July 9th, Venus enters Virgo. This will help us to be more discerning, be more decisive, be more clear. Virgo is that analytical, very mental, very efficient, effective sign. So Venus in Virgo is the efficient, effective healer, the one that's bringing harmony, the one that wants to be of maximum amount of service, dedicating one's life to service. So this is a great time too. We could become clearer on this next iteration of our spiritual mission and service in this lifetime, what kind of shape shifting we're doing into the new forms and the new co-creations and the new manifestations of how that service and that devotion looks like. July 12th, remember, Mercury is still retrograde. It will make its interior conjunction with the sun. Mercury cazimi. Mercury is closest to the earth, in between us and the sun. And so this is that mental reset, culmination point, emotional resolution point, possibly too, with it being in Cancer, 20 degrees and 42 minutes of Cancer. Then July 13th, we have our new moon in Cancer. It's another super moon. So this Gemini new moon is a super moon. The Taurus new moon we had last month was also a super moon. So we've had this set of three super moon new moons, which is, yeah, really special, really powerful, really, I feel, healing and alchemizing of our emotional body, and helping us lean into all of these new beginnings and new possibilities that are available to us now that maybe never have been before. So I have on screen here kind of some more of what's happening in July. The sun will enter Leo, Mercury will station direct, Saturn will also retrograde July 26th, joining Neptune and Pluto in retrograde motion. The sun will conjoin Jupiter July 29th, and July 29th is made even larger in that it's a full moon in Aquarius. So the sun in Leo, conjunct Jupiter in Leo, opposing the moon in Aquarius at 6 degrees, 29 minutes. This is going to be a very powerful, very amplified full moon, because Sun, Jupiter is really expanding that solar energy, that Leo energy. So July 26th, to add to this, as if there's not enough. July 26th, as I said in the announcements, the true north node of the moon enters Aquarius. It's been in Pisces for the last year and a half. And the true south node of the moon will enter Leo. And it's been in Virgo for the past year and a half. And this shifts us into a period where we will stabilize eventually into having some eclipses in Aquarius and Leo, because the eclipses are governed by the lunar nodes. This also means that our evolutionary growth trajectory, our soul growth trajectory, shifts from the intense healing focus of Pisces, Virgo, to more of a self-expressive, creative, heart-centered, community, sacred circle, humanitarian, galactic focus, with the nodes shifting into Aquarius and Leo. And so this is a big change. And as I said, the nodes are absolutely magical. They literally talk to me, and I'm thinking about them and daydreaming with them when I'm laying in Shavasana and Samadhi after my yoga asana practice. They often just come in and just have my mind. So I probably will be teaching some kind of class, holding some kind of event around this, because they are so magical. And one of the first things I really deep dived into when I started studying astrology seriously. Okay, add to that. Here we go. We can do it. From July 15th to July 24th, the outer planets are locking into beyond sacred geometry, beyond synergy. Everybody will be trining and sextiling everybody, which is the 60-degree aspects, the sextile, and the 120-degree aspects, the trine, both harmonious flows of energy. So Uranus will be sextiling Neptune. Uranus will be trining Pluto, Jupiter will be trining Neptune, Jupiter will be opposing Pluto. So the opposition is a 180-degree aspect, like the full moon. The sun and the moon are opposite at the time of a full moon. And that's how we see all the sun's light being reflected by the moon. So Jupiter, Pluto will be in that, whoa, like really expanded, transformational, powerful, alchemical energy of those two planets. This is like the deep diver being really, really expanded at this time. It feels almost like this culmination point of Pluto's transit through Aquarius thus far, which started happening in, I believe it was March of 2023. So Jupiter will be sextiling Uranus and Neptune will be sextiling Pluto. So all of these planets will be, I have the exact degrees of everything, but 4 degrees and change of Aries is where Neptune's going to be. 4 degrees and change of Gemini is where Uranus will be. 4 degrees and change of Leo is where Jupiter will be. 4 degrees and change of Aquarius is where Pluto will be. So this is like the invitation here. What do you have in your chart from around 3 degrees to 6 degrees of those signs in particular? Aries, Gemini, Leo, Aquarius. Then you are being personally activated within all of this sacred geometry. For all of us, it's synergistic. It's massively synergistic. And synergy was the word that channeled to describe this, but it was like I was very aware. I was looking at the thesaurus and I was like, what are more words for synergy? Because I can feel it's bigger than synergy. Synergy doesn't capture it. You know, harmony, it's harmonic, it's sacred geometry. The thesaurus didn't even have any synonyms for synergy. I was like, this is so lame. There really aren't words for this. So this is big, this is beautiful. At the same time, it's like, don't put pressure on yourself, you know, to like make this big or like, what are you going to make of it? I do ask this question here, knowing that you have the power of the planets supporting you. What do you want to create, co create, and be involved in? This is really the question to keep asking yourself, to be with now as we finish June, definitely throughout July and throughout the rest of the year as well. This is an invitation to participate cosmically. And so just taking those opportunities that feel good and feel aligned to be a conscious cosmic participant in this magic, this truly divine order that's going on, being orchestrated in our solar system. It's special, it's magnificent, it's powerful. Again, there aren't words. And to just continue releasing any kind of pressure or feeling like you need to make something of this and there's, you know, like just releasing that. This is a time to welcome in that liberation, that moksha, that being your individual, true, divine, authentic self, your avatar self, to be really curious, playful, have a beginner's mind. That's really kind of the best of Gemini. Aries, where Neptune is, being afraid to take risks, to be a leader, to try something new, to be courageous and brave. And again, this can be in like really, really small, tiny ways, doesn't have to be really big or really public, but to really think about that. Aries, Neptune, where Aries, Neptune is in Aries, so that's that Aries energy of sovereignty as well, individuality. Jupiter in Leo is also highlighting that sovereignty, individuality, creativity, play, light, fun, colorful, expressive, lighthearted, and really like allowing the flower of your individuality to bloom and flourish and to appreciate it and not be comparing it to anybody else's. It's your flower and it's beautiful. And you're blooming right on time as well. Pluto in Aquarius, it's that cosmic participation in sacred circle, in communities, in groups of people that feel aligned for you, and being your true divine authentic self in that collective. And this really is the power of community to co-create and manifest the changes that we're all so ready for, getting this earth ascended, getting humanity ascended, and having those experiences of heaven on earth and higher consciousness, healing, empowerment. We can go so much farther together than we can alone. And so finding those communities and those spaces that feel good for you. I mean, you may have ones for different parts of you. You know, you're a multidimensional being. So having multiple groups and spaces and causes that feel aligned for you. And Pluto in Aquarius is encouraging that. So beautiful. I'll definitely be talking more about this next month, but wanted to announce it, wanted to name it because it's so beautiful. Really, the last part of July is just like, wow, magnificent. And we actually have a little bit of a taste of it now. This is the chart for the new moon. So we're rewinding back to today, June 14th, 2026. In true Gemini fashion, I have two charts on screen. I had this beautiful one on the left from galacticastrachart.com that shows the star alignments of the planets to some of the stars and also shows some of the asteroids. Like today, Mars is conjunct Atlantis. Fun fact about that, Chiron is opposing Hyperborea. Merlin and Pluto are conjunct. So much magic there. But I put this second chart here to show what I meant. I actually meant to talk about this, and I don't think I did in the last full moon circle, the Sagittarius full moon circle. But we have it again now. It's this ascension cradle, which you can see when you don't have so many planets and points and asteroids drawn in. Like in this chart in the left, there's like two, you see all the lines in the middle. It's like, I don't know, there's a lot of aspects there. This chart on the right, I've just drawn in like the basic planets. And I'm going to do my best to point this out to all of you now. So, this ascension cradle, basically, Jupiter will be taking Venus's place. You can see Jupiter still in Cancer, Venus is in early Leo. So, this same ascension cradle we will be having in July that we have now in a Venusian way. So, Venus in Leo is opposing Pluto in Aquarius. So, that's that red line there, the 180. Then we have Pluto and Neptune in that sextile, that 60-degree aspect, this blue line here. So we're just going to connect the dots here. Neptune in Aries is then sextiling Uranus. It's kind of hard to see Uranus and Sedna at early degrees of Gemini. And then Uranus and Sedna are in turn sextiling back, another blue line here, to Venus and Leo. And Venus and Leo is in trine to Neptune in Aries. Pluto in Aquarius is in trine to Uranus in Gemini. And so if you connect, it's kind of like a little basket here, or a cradle, you could say. So this is very special. It's very auspicious. It's, yeah, this ascension cradle, and the words that were coming in around the possibilities. What are we doing here? What can we do with it? How do we use it? What's happening? Rapid adaptation. That's really beautiful Gemini energy. Adaptive, changing, fluid. and transmutation. We have Venus Pluto involved here, transmutation. And then I kept listening, and it's like, well, those are two possibilities of what this is: adaptation, transmutation. It's also whatever the heck else we may need it to be, right? In order to grow and evolve. And I guess that's kind of the Neptune piece here. Neptune's like, we can be anything, anything in the collective unconscious, any infinite possibilities here. Okay. This is also being highlighted by Uranus Sedna squaring the nodes of the moon, or the nodes of the moon squaring, really, they're the faster moving, not bodies, but points in space having to do with the moon's orbit and the Earth's orbit. So the nodes of the moon are squaring Uranus, and that brings in that change, that awakening, the rapidity of this rapid adaptation, that it can be instantaneous. We can break through years and years, lifetimes of whatever needs to be adapted, upgraded, transmuted, broken through, so that dissolved, melted, so that we can be our true divine authentic selves in full presence and in full loving awareness. So that's what we're going to do in our journey. In our Reiki experience, that's what we're going to bring in. Close your eyes and take some deep breaths. Bring your awareness inward and say to yourself, Om. You can even chant Om if that feels good for you. Breathing in deeply. Om. Om is our sacred invocation of everything. It's our honoring of this beautiful Gemini new moon. It's our honoring of the planets, our honoring of Reiki, our honoring of our minds, our hearts, our bodies, our auric fields. And as you breathe in, as you be there, the light of Reiki activates within you. Source consciousness, God consciousness, the light of Source, the light of God, the light of the divine by all its names. This Reiki light is there for you, activating within your heart, within every cell of your body, every wave of your auric field. A Reiki light activates in all parts of you, all versions of you, all timelines of you, all lifetimes of you, in all your realities, comprehensively, holistically, holographically. And as you be there in your body, every cell in your body receives the light and the nourishment and the love of Reiki energy, receiving the space that it needs, receiving the oxygen and nutrients that it needs, so that each and every cell in your body can come into proper cellular alignment, You have a right to be in authentic alignment within every cell in your body, within every thought in your mind, every feeling in your heart, every word that you speak, every behavior and action that you take. This proper alignment that the nodes of the moon talk about. You have that divine right for it to happen at every fractal level of your being, every scale of your being, from great, big, and vast, eternal cosmic scales to little tiny scales of every little cell in your body. Every little cell in your body happy, aligned, present, singing the song of your soul. And with every inhalation, you receive more light, more love of the full beam of Reiki, all the frequencies and symbols and energies within Reiki. You receive it all, the fullness, the totality, with every breath in. Your life force expanding, your love force expanding, your source energy expanding, your Kundalini energy expanding. And with every exhalation, you release, you let go, you dissolve, you transmute anything in your body, anything in your auric field, your mental body, emotional body, your etheric bodies, all of your bodies, anything that's no longer a vibrational match for you, and you don't have to know what it is. It releases into the light, it dissolves. It's instantly transmuted. All of your guides are here. There are so many here. The angels and archangels, galactic angels, galactic beings of the light, galactic councils of light, the enlightened Venusians, the divine animals of the earth, the divine animals of the galaxy, the dragons, unicorns, the whales, the water dwellers, the dolphins are all here. The ascended masters, all of the avatars, the sacred and beloved ones are all making this beautiful circle around you, and it's a spiral around you, and it's a part of you, and you are a part of it. You're a member of this sacred circle, this sacred spiral of ascending consciousness, higher consciousness, and yet, like the avatar, to descend down, to be that cross of matter, that cross of soul and spirit. You are embodied in your ascending higher consciousness. You are rooted, grounded, present, loved by the earth. And yet, with the breath, with the inhalation, you can experience that lightness of being, that feeling of floating, of levitating, of just rising up into the atmosphere, into the cosmos. At the same time, you can root, you can ground, You can plant yourself firmly onto the earth, into the soil, and allow your roots to grow beneath you, receiving the light of the earth, the unconditional love of the earth, her galactic light, her heart energy, her generosity and abundance, and her special message for you that you are okay and that everything's going to be okay and that you need not worry. You need not be hard on yourself, that you are loved and protected and supported, and you will be provided for. You've always been provided for, and she will continue providing for you, continue loving you and supporting you. And the earth is so grateful for all the different ways each of you has been conscious, is conscious, and making a beautiful contribution to this planet, of walking lightly upon the earth, of making even very small efforts to be environmentally conscious, to be kind to yourself, to be kind to your body, to be kind to your loved ones, to be kind to strangers, to be kind to trees and flowers and plants and animals. That there's so much honoring of the earth for all the ways you honor the earth and you honor nature and you honor your true nature. That again, you're so deeply loved and appreciated and held in that divine mother energy of the earth, that beautiful divine feminine mother, nurturer, nourisher. And she's filling you up in all the ways you may need filling up and supporting you to be stable and steady, to be grounded. So be true to yourself and your inner essence, and to know that you are a divine child of the earth. You are a divine child of the cosmos. You are on earth, but you are not of this earth. She's showing you how magnificent you are, how multidimensional you are, and yet making this conscious choice to be here now at this beautiful, pivotal moment in time, to have the opportunity to experience the sacred earth experience of the illusion of time, to have that experience of chronology and linearity and duality and all the different settings of this earth school. You're being honored for how amazing a student you are. This is very Gemini new moon. Gemini is the good student. The earth is acknowledging you for being a good student of life and of this planet and of the human body and human consciousness, learning all that you can in this earth school. And you're being guided to a new stage of learning. a new stage of development, and being assured that you have prepared well and that you're ready. It's like when the third graders are finishing their school year, they have the summertime, and then the next fall, they get to start in fourth grade. We're having that kind of experience now, and that you're ready for it. This graduation, this next level, this appreciation, and that sense of trust that everything you need is already inside of you. You're so multi-talented, resourceful, and provided for. The Reiki light is traveling to any places of pain, tension, holding, gripping, pressure, misalignment. The Reiki light is releasing those places and the cause sites for those places in your body, and the causes and the roots and the origin that may be anywhere in your soul's history. And we invite the power of Uranus and Gemini in the beautiful T-square alignment with the nodes of the moon. Let it be instantaneous transmutation with grace and ease. That blockages be unblocked. That confusion dissolve into clarity. That doubt alchemize into trust. Worry transforms into faith. Fear, false evidence appearing real, melts away into love. And you are enveloped in love. Each of your chakras filling up with love, loving awareness for everything that exists, for the beautiful directions of this earth, the south, the watcher of the south, Archangel Gabriel, Royal Star Fomalhaut, and at this time the north node of the moon, Rahu, Om Ram, Rahave, Namaha, aligned to Fomalhaut. Feel that love and that appreciation for Fomalhaut, for Archangel Gabriel, for the sacred messages, for your inner truth. Take a moment in your inner space and reflect on what is your deepest truth. Allow your senses to expand as you invite that truth to resonate in your being with every fiber of you, every cell of you, every particle and wave of you, in alignment with that truth, the truth of you, the truth you came here to be. That deep knowing, that truth is a root of centeredness in your being. That's steady and stable and there for you always, and nobody can take it from you. Nothing can take it from you. Your truth is for you and of you. It's yours for eternity. And so we thank and honor the South. So we turn to the West, thanking and honoring the West, Royal Star Antares, Archangel Uriel, and in the western sky, the setting sun, sparkling, beautiful, evening star Venus. Om Shum Shukraya Namaha. We thank and we honor Venus. We thank and we honor the setting sun. Om Sum Suryaya Namaha. Thank you, sun. Thank you to the west. Turning now, thanking and honoring the north. Thanking and honoring our ancestors, the ancestors of the earth, of your human lineage and biological lineage, your ancestors of your soul family, your galactic family, the ancestors that defy any kind of boundaries of species or other kinds of classifications, that broader sense of ancestor. We honor all of our ancestors, all of our relations, and we honor and thank Royal Star Regulus, Watcher of the North, Archangel Raphael. And we honor and we name the fact that today, now, the south node of the moon is aligned to Regulus. Om Kem Ketave Namaha. We honor Ketu, we honor the magic of the south node of the moon. We honor the magic of the north. Thank you. And we honor and give our gratitude now to the east, the place of the rising sun, the place where all the planets that travel the path of the ecliptic rise, even if we can't see them. We honor the east and the watcher of the east, Royal Star Aldebaran, Archangel Michael. We invite galactic, angelic, twin flame souls, Archangel Michael and Faith, to envelop us in protection in all our realities, so that we may be fearless. We may take on faith's namesake and be faithful and have that sense of inner knowing and inner trust that, like our inner truth, is absolutely unshakable. It's a grounding, it's a root, it's a knowing, it's embodied. It just is. And so we thank and we honor the East, and we thank and we honor all of our protectors. And turning our attention now to the center, thanking and honoring the center. Thanking and honoring the below, Mother Earth, her love, her generosity, her eternal support. Thanking and honoring the above, the weather, the sky, the solar system. What a magnificent solar system, and the party that's going on in the solar system this June and July and August. And that this solar system loves you and appreciates you, and you belong here. And you're invited to this party. You're invited to co-create, and all you have to do is be yourself. That's all that's required. The Reiki is enveloping all of the months and the weeks ahead in our beautiful earth illusion of linear time. that you may manifest and co-create the highest possible expression of each of the transits. Mercury retrograde, Jupiter in Leo, the nodes shifting into Leo and Aquarius, and all the harmonic alignments between the outer planets and the opposition between Jupiter and Pluto. All of it's enveloped for you, and there's nothing you need to do. And so we rise our gaze and we honor even more of the above. We honor and thank our Milky Way galaxy, the galactic center, the super galactic center, and all the galaxies, the great attractor, our beautiful supercluster Laniakea, and all other superclusters. We thank you, we honor you, we love you. We are in awe of you. And we thank and we honor Shapley Attractor and all universes, this whole universe and all universes, the whole fractal being of creation. We honor and thank all of creation and the source of creation, God, divine, the divine by all its names, Reiki. We thank you, we honor you. And just allow yourself to be in this state. This state of samadhi, this state of bliss, this state of pure consciousness, your true nature. Resting here, being here, breathing here, and taking a moment, if it feels right for you, to write down what you're ready to release, what is no longer a vibrational match for you. You can write it down. You can simply allow that no longer vibrational match material. That's the best word that's coming in for it, but it's probably not the right word. Allowing it to just instantly transmute back into pure consciousness. That's all it really is anyway. It's returning to its original form. Releasing the fear, false evidence appearing real. Releasing worries, scarcity, lack, pressure. Whatever you need to release, it's being taken care of for you instantaneously. Thank you, Uranus. And so now shifting your focus in this beautiful state of bliss to what do you want to bring in? What do you want to empower and co-create, knowing that you have the full power and support of the planets and of the solar system? What do you want to create and manifest and be involved in? These can be qualities of being, experiences. There are no limits. Take a moment now and write them down, or simply allow yourself to daydream as to what they are for you. We invite the beautiful moon. Om Sham Chandraya Namaha, honoring the moon, thanking the moon, this beautiful new moon. And she's inviting you to consider, how are you supporting your emotional body, your emotional security? You can write about it and simply know and trust that the moon and the Reiki light are filling up your emotional body, your emotional security with exactly what you need in this now moment for the remainder of Jupiter in Cancer, for the totality of the Mercury retrograde in Cancer, and beyond. And the moon is inviting you to reflect upon and write down, what is your intention for this lunar cycle, this Gemini new moon, this Gemini super moon? What is your intention? It can be a word, a phrase, a sentence, a paragraph. There are no limits, only infinite possibilities. And in the next 24 to 48 hours, you can continue listening around the intention if nothing came in immediately. And we invite Reiki to envelop each of our intentions, this beautiful Gemini new moon, super moon. And Reiki is assuring that the highest possible expression of each of our intentions will come to pass. And we invite this lunar cycle, this next Moonth, to be beautiful and magical, miraculous, synchronistic, serendipitous, for each of us to experience grace and ease and flow, harmony, vitality, joy, health, wealth, connection, lightheartedness, kindness, color, creativity, adding in any words, any sensations that feel right for you, and trusting that it is so. And so taking this moment now to thank you, to honor you. Venus in Leo is inviting you to place your hands on your heart. And if it feels good, maybe place a hand on your belly, Mercury and Jupiter in Cancer. Gemini, the hands. Can't help myself. Taking this moment to thank you and appreciate you, and to smile and laugh at yourself, to not take things so seriously, to know and trust and experience yourself as the beautiful, magical, powerful creator being that you are, a child of the earth, a child of the cosmos, and that you are a gift to the earth, to humanity. Your presence is a present. Your presence is a gift. Your I am presence, your individual expression, the ways you walk your earth walk are sacred and appreciated and so honored. And so just filling up with that gratitude. We fill up with the gratitude for our sacred circle, for those attending live on the Zoom meeting, and for each and every person who listens to this later. We are together in divinely ordered circle in sacred space with the circle of each of our teams of spirit guides, each of our teams of allies and sacred and beloved ones, illumined ones, angelic ones, enlightened ones. And we are so strong together, so supported. We are being that beautiful community expression of Pluto and Aquarius, in rhythm, in alignment with the sacred cycles of the earth and the moon and the sun, honoring the new moon, honoring the new beginning, the way the ancients did, the way our ancestors did, the way that we did in other timelines and realities on this earth that's seen Atlantis and Lemuria and Hyperborea and all these different civilizations that we were a part of. And so now in 2026, we keep the rhythm going. We keep the sacred song singing, our love, our reverence, our communion with this beautiful creation. And so we say thank you to all that supports us. Please continue supporting us, even when we forget to ask, reminding us to ask when we need to ask, because we realize that some things we do actually need to specifically intend and ask for. Help us be aware and conscious of those things in the right moment, so we may ask and so we may receive. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is true, and so it is. Mahalo. And so, as you're ready, you can take your time and come fully back. Our circle is now open.